Welcome to COIC 1437, Programming Fundamentals 2 using Java. If you just took COIC 1436 with me, it was an introduction to C++, and we always have Java after C++ or some other basic programming language, just because Java is a little bit harder to understand when we get to classes. You'll notice in 1437 that you'll be familiar, if you took C++, with many of the programming structures, for example, conditional statements, loops, how to define variables, etc. So it'll be a lot easier. This small video is an orientation to the class, and I just want to make sure that you understand the important things in the syllabus and course schedule and how the class works. So every time you enter the class, you'll come into the announcements page. I will post reminders of when assignments are due. They're in your course schedule. And the reminder comes in a day before the assignment's due, which is not the time you want to get started on the assignment. Maybe I should post that a little bit earlier as I'm talking to you, but you always want to give yourself 6 hours to work on each chapter. The way this class works, this is a 6 contact hour class. It's a 3-hour lecture, 3-hour lab per week. So if you were on campus, you would be sitting in a classroom for 6 hours a week. And so you need to give yourself 6 hours of working through each chapter. You might take less time, especially if you're not new to programming, or it might take you a little bit more time on some of the chapters, but allow yourself that time. So here, let's take a look at the first assignment under written lab assignments. The first assignment is under Start here, and it's going to require you to go through this document, assignment 0. Number 1, you'll make sure that your email is correct on eCampus, because when I do post the announcement gets emailed to you. Also, if you subscribe to any of the discussions, when somebody posts something new in the discussion, it will send an email to you. So the first part here, it talks about the number of hours that you should devote to the course material. And here it says a minimum of 5 hours per week. I said 6 hours. I added an extra hour because that's usually homework time. So 5 hours you're in the classroom with an instructor, and then 1 hour to review or do homework. So minimum of 5 hours. And then in this section here, it talks about how to check for your email address. And then you want to print your course schedule. Make sure that you either put that in your phone, or if you have a physical calendar or somewhere that you know when things are due. Introduce yourself in the discussion board and reply to somebody else. Print the syllabus, and then take the syllabus quiz, which is found where this document was found. So here's assignment 0, and then here is the syllabus quiz. Okay, these are instructions. This assignment also will ask you to go ahead and install Java, either the compiler. So you're either going to install NetBeans or Eclipse. These are both free. And then this is an instruction on how to do that. Click on these instructions. I don't remember what these are for. Let's see what it takes us to. Oh, this is using NetBeans. So this one is my preferred compiler, but it really doesn't matter which one you use. Of course, if you're on a Mac, you want to use Xcode. Yeah, so this is NetBeans. I think last time I tried to install Eclipse, I had some issues with it, so I used NetBeans. But if one doesn't work for you, use another. Always read really carefully at the compiler version you're using to make sure that it works with your operating system. Okay? Lab assignments in each of these folders, it will step you through. You'll always have a document with the instructions. The quizzes in this class actually count for points, so they're part of your grade. It is not a time quiz, so you can look at your book and find the answers if you need to. And then I try to have a few videos that I found online that will help with the concepts that you're learning, because I always feel like just reading from the book, it's very difficult to get some of these concepts. So for example, for chapter 2, I have a folder with all the videos. This is where you submit your assignment, and this is your quiz. So you could try just looking at the videos, and maybe that is enough to do the lab, and or you may like just reading the book and looking at one or two videos. And most of the videos are fairly short. This first video under chapter 2 is running your first Java program. So if you've never ran a Java program before, if you haven't used, this one is using NetBeans. If you've never used NetBeans, it actually shows you how to type it in, how to compile it. And so you might want to do this actually, like during chapter 1. Course schedule. This is the one you want to follow. So Tuesday, January 22nd, you want to complete that assignment 0, which is taking the syllabus quiz, becoming familiar with the syllabus, and introducing yourself on a discussion board. And then the very first chapter, you don't have a lab. It's just reading an overview of computers and programming languages and taking a quiz. And then you have your very first quiz. I'm just going to scroll down here slowly so you can see the assignments. We have 3 written assignments, which are in the discussion board. And then the last day to submit any lab work is May the 9th. So write that down somewhere. May 9th, last day to submit labs. And May 14, your final is set for May 14th. Now, I did not introduce myself at the beginning of the video, which I just realized. My name is Ms. Serrano. I am co-teaching this class with Dr. O. Dr. O grades the lab assignments, and I take care of everything else. So if you have any questions about anything, just send me the questions. But if the questions are coding related, send him the questions. Okay? Here at the bottom, it says that Dr. O and I are not available during spring break and holiday. Those are our days off, so please plan accordingly. And if you submit a lab on time, you will be able to make corrections. Labs receive 1 point off per day late, and your programs must compile to receive credit. On all the programs, we require that you submit not only the source code, but you also submit a screenshot of your program running. That makes it super easy to grade because we can quickly see that, yes, the program ran. So we can now look at the code and we can look and see how you wrote the code, making sure that you used all the objectives that were described in the chapter. Looking back at the class, you have the syllabus. And so in here, I have my contact information, and over here on the left where it says meet the professors, Dr. O's information will be on there. I will go back and add his email address on here, but since we're co-teaching the class together. Lab location. This is the lab at Cedar Valley College if you're wanting to go there and work, or this is the number to talk to the instructional associate. The instructional associate at Cedar Valley College can help you with things like making sure that we have the software on the computers before you go, and if you need a book while you're at the lab, you can use it. If we have enough books, you might be able to check out a book until you get your book if you're having book issues. So talking about the book, here's the required materials. I have also under the syllabus, there's a little link that you click on it. When you click on that link, it opens up this web page. This is the publisher of your book. You can buy the book from anywhere. There's nothing, there's no code, no special code or anything on the book. But through this website, you notice that you can get the ebook for $26. That's a really good deal. But you only have access to it until May the 21st. I mean, it's plenty of time for the class, but you won't be able to keep the book. And then you can also rent a print book, which is another nice option. You can always try going on Amazon and seeing if you can find the book at a nice discount. And then it looks like this is a 4-month term for an ebook, maybe. So in the syllabus, it talks about the book and the software. Again, the software is free. Start date, end date, and drop date. The certification days for students who are on financial aid. If you're on financial aid, I have to, that is the day that I record who has attended class. And so you want to make sure that you've done your assignments and at least quiz 0 before February the 4th. Okay, so looking here, this is just an outline of the course. You don't have to look at this because you have the course schedule. And then this is really important. Want to make sure that you do your own work. We don't accept students to submit each other's work. You can work together, but you may not have the same solution. It's like writing an English paper. You can work with somebody can edit your paper, somebody can revise your paper, but they can't write your paper for you. And 2 papers that look exactly alike means that somebody's copied. So both students receive a 0 the first time and fail the course if there's more than one assignment that's copied. Here's the grading scale. There's the syllabus quiz, which is 10 points. The programming labs, there are 10 of those, 50 points each. Chapter quizzes, they count. They're 20 points each. Written assignments, those are the discussion boards. And then 2 exams, which are multiple choice exams. The exam questions come from the chapter quizzes. Typically, there's a 1-point penalty per day late, and Dr. O will, he'll give you leadway sometimes and not take off those points, especially at the beginning of the semester, because we're just trying to get everybody to get their system ready and get their books and all that stuff. So we know sometimes things happen. Just email us and let us know if you run into problems. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else on here that's important. think this is stuff that's always on every single syllabus. Okay, so I just saw in here attendance policy. There's nothing as far as attendance policy. You just need to do your work and submit it on time. Okay, so if I click on Meet the Professors, there is Dr. Ola Dimeji. Dr. O has been teaching for Cedar Valley College for quite a long time. And I've worked with him for quite a few years now, co-teaching this class. And he'll be grading your assignments. He's super great at Java. You can ask him any questions that you have. Let's see. Yeah, there's his email address right there. Okay, so we looked at the course schedule. We looked at this. This is the discussion board. Got 3 students who have already introduced themselves. Anytime you go into the discussion board, you can subscribe to the discussion. So if you're wanting to see what, when people post, you can do that, and then you can unsubscribe. So if you're getting too many emails, you can always unsubscribe. Exams, midterm, final exam, these are open the entire semester. So even though I have the date to take the midterm in the course schedule, you don't have to take it exactly on that date. There are no points taken off if you take it late. You just want to make sure that you complete chapter 1 through 7, before you take the midterm. The midterm both exams are timed exams. You have 1 hour and 20 minutes. So you want to make sure you've reviewed the quizzes and, make notes, things of that nature. Any kind of syntax that you're not sure of, make sure you make note of it or know how to access it so you're ready when you take the test. Be ready with things marked in your book. Be ready with notes. Be ready so that you don't waste time. You want to make sure that you understand the syntax of the language. Okay, and then in the grade book, when something is graded, if you receive less than the total number of points, so let's say you get a lab back and it's 45 out of 50, you will be able to click on that lab grade, and you'll be able to see comments. There's going to be feedback from the instructor letting you know what you did wrong on the lab. Okay, and if I'm not sure about Dr. O, but typically I'll let students know if I want them to redo something. I'll put it on there. Okay. So this is all that I have for this particular video. Again, I would just want to reiterate, please do not hesitate to email Dr. O or email me if you have any questions or if you get stuck. That is why we are here for. We don't want you to get frustrated. We understand programming can be frustrating at times if you don't have help from somebody to help you debug or with any kind of question as you get started or in the middle of the course. Okay? Thank you.